Amen. All right. Wait. Big clap. Okay. So, if you have notes at home, all right, here is the first point. We're going to start with not who you're looking for. Okay? So, if this is about who you're looking for, point number 1 is not who you're looking for. Okay? Because you can narrow it down a lot faster by eliminating 95% of the people out there, right? Yeah. So here's who you're not looking for. Everybody, if you have your Bibles, turn to 2 Corinthians 6, verses 14 and 15. Is it you? Is it me?
Look at this.
6. Because my family was here this weekend, I did not get all of the verses on the...
You said 2 Corinthians, sorry.
6, 14 and 15. Okay? Somebody read those 2 verses. Oh, Bree's going to read them. Bree, give it to us in your best Gaston voice.
14 through 15?
Yes, 14 through 15.
Can it just be dramatic?
It could just be dramatic.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Do not be mismatched with unbelievers. For what partnership is there between righteousness and lawlessness? Or what fellowship does light have with darkness? What agreement does Christ have with Belial?
Yep.
Whatever that word is. Or what does a believer have in common with an unbeliever? Nice job.
There you go.
I really felt engaged.
All right, so what, guys, what did that verse, or those verses, what did it say? Somebody sum it up for us. What? We need the guys to do it.
Yes.
Let's go. Who's got it? Yeah. No, wait.
Go, Jake. You aced it.
Jake, let's go.
Don't fall on anybody who doesn't believe.
Yes.
Unequally yoked.
Unequally yoked. So it's saying don't hitch yourself to an unbeliever. That's the one thing it says. So it doesn't give you very firm, do this, don't do that. But what the Bible does say is you should not date or marry an unbeliever. And at first it seems kind of harsh, but think about this. He's not saying that you shouldn't, he's not saying you should judge unbelievers, or you should avoid them, or you should, ignore them, or any of that. He's saying just don't be partners with them, okay? Because here's what marriage is. It's a partnership. You are a team, okay? If you went down that 3-legged race hallway, it was not the easiest, right? It was kind of weird to walk with. If you had a partner who actively was going against you, it would have been much harder, wouldn't it? Like if your partner the whole time was just laying flat on the floor and was like, drag me to the finish line, it's going to be a lot harder. And so dating's already difficult without having that obstacle in the way, without having something that you at your very core believe being contradicted continually. Okay? So that's why the first thing it says is date an unbeliever. Or don't date an unbeliever. Ugh. Okay? And a lot of people are like, and Cecily pointed this out to me. It was very good because I thought everybody knew. When I said don't be a missionary dater, and people are like, I don't know what that means. It's a good point. Missionary dating is when you're like, they're lost, but I'm going to date them. And then I will bring them to Jesus through my love. Okay? That's a good excuse to just do what you want. Okay? Here's 3 reasons why you shouldn't. If you bring someone to church and they're coming to church with you because you're dating them, if you break up, how do you know that their attraction was to God and not you? Okay? You don't want to confuse those things in their mind. Or your mind. You don't want to risk their faith afterward. This is my favorite point. If your motive is to truly introduce them to Jesus, can't you do that as friends, not as people dating? Yeah.
The first one is Christian, right?
Oh, Christian, Jesus follower, same thing. But yes, date a Jesus follower. Oh yeah, I have these points up here. Thanks. I really need to do better with this. So if they started coming to church with you, how could you be sure their interest was in God? And how can you be sure it's authentic? But if your motive is to truly bring them to church and introduce them to Jesus, you can do that as friends without, putting yourself out there and risking falling in love, marrying a person that is going to go against your core beliefs the rest of your life. Okay? It's hard enough when you are compatible. Okay? Trust me, Leah and I, very close. We agree on almost everything. But when the poop hits the diaper, okay, it's a different day, okay? Oh boy, when you have 9 people sleeping in your house. My family was here this weekend. This is a true story. My family was here, speaking of dating. My sister dated this guy about 10 years ago. One of the first times Leah ever came over, she heard the story that my sister snuck into the garage and kissed her boyfriend in the garage.
Who was an atheist?
Yes. He was not a believer. So we talked about this on and off for about 10 years. We were talking about it this last weekend, and my dad heard it for the first time. He was like, "What?" And
You kissed that boy?
yeah, he was like, "You kissed that boy in the garage?" Now, here's the thing. We've talked about it in front of him, but he's always so distracted by his cell phone. He's always checking the scores, or he's tweeting or something. He's he never knows. He never knows what's happening. And so after 10 years, which, Leah married into the family, she's known this for 10 years. But yeah, it's true. So that's a little snapshot into my family's life, okay? All right. So next point. Oh, this is my favorite point. Oh, I was going to do something with a piece of paper.
Hold it up like a paper airplane.
All right, I need a volunteer from the audience while I go fetch a piece of paper. I'm going to say Zach.
You're 0.
Yes, I'll use my zeros, and I need... Can somebody get me tape from the supply closet? I need duct tape. I need... That, Zach. All right. I'm going to demonstrate to you guys why you should listen to old people. That's me. I'm old people.
No, you're not. You're not old.
You're young.
While we wait for the tape.
That just scares me.
I can try it with this tape.
With tons of zeros.
I don't know that it's going to happen. Oh, is that a good sign?
Yeah.
Is this okay?
Yes, this is great.
No, it's Gorilla tape.
Somebody was...
White Gorilla tape. $14 a roll.
I'll get you some.
We're gonna hold you.
As long as you hold me to it, not with it. All right. Where's my helper from the audience?
Yes,
All right, give me both of you. Let's go. Both Zachs. Okay.
That works.
It needs to be strong.
I don't care.
All right. What do you mean be gentle? I'm not doing anything to him. Oh, you mean be gentle with each other.
You know what's about to happen.
I'm not going to tape them to the wall.
Dang it.
All right. This is a circle. All right, hold the circle
Wear the circle.
and face the audience.
Wear the circle on your head.
All right, this is going to be a very awesome magic trick, okay, guys? It's going to blow your mind.
Magic.
You're going to go home and tell your parents that you learned nothing, but you saw a magic trick. All right. We're not doing anything with this one yet. All right, so Zach has a circle. Okay? I am going to take that circle, and I am going to cut it in the middle, all the way around the circle. Okay? I will demonstrate. Okay, I take this. Zach, thank you. Now if I start to cut it right here, okay, and I'm going to cut it all the way down the middle in a circle, what's going to happen to the circle? I'm going to have two circles. Now I have, hold this one too, two circles.
So the bigger Zach gets the other 2 circles.
There you go. All right, so now if I take, Zach squared, I like that. Zach circled. All right, so now if I take this paper and I twist it like this and then tape it,
Oh my God.
what's going to happen? When I cut it,
It's gonna make
how many circles am I going to have?
I think 0.
I think you're still gonna
3.
If you cut it down the middle, you still gonna have
3 or 4. It's gonna be 2. 3 or 4.
No.
So all I did was take this and twist it a little bit. Now I'm going to cut it down the middle. How many circles am I going to have?
2.
No, I'm going to cut it the exact same way. I'm just going to cut it in the middle all the way around.
3 or 4. It's gonna be 2 or 4.
It's gonna be a pretzel.
2.
It's one circle. Oh my gosh.
It is still one twisty circle.
One big circle.
Wow.
Made up of 4.
Okay, you may take that back to your seat. Thank you. Go sit down. Round of applause. Okay. So, what do those two circles have to do with dating? What do the two circles have to do with dating?
No. No. Nothing back to puberty class.
All right, that's too much information. So the circles actually have nothing to do with dating. So, but y'all were going to think deep. But here's the deal. Now you know that if you twist a circle and cut it down the middle, it's still one circle. Okay? Before you came in here tonight, you did not know that. Okay? So what I'm going to say is learn from people who know things that you don't know. Okay? Because you can make your mistakes yourself, or you can not make them and learn from somebody who's already been there. Yes?
I thought this was about relationships.
It is. We're getting there. All right. So, learn from people smarter than you. Okay? That's us oldies. Okay? All right. So, point number 1. Or 3, 4, 2. Who knows? All right. First, it was not who you're looking for. The second one is then know who you're looking for. All right, so know who you're looking for. Turn to Proverbs 1:5. Or, yeah, everybody turn to Proverbs 1:5 if you have it. That's okay. All right. That was cute. All right, everybody, Proverbs 1:5. Who's going to read it for us? And then we're going to have a pop quiz, totally random.
Oh no.
All right, Chloe, read Proverbs 1:5. Everybody follow along.
Let the wise listen to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance.
Ooh, okay, what did that say, guys? Come on. Darian, what did it say?
It said that wise people want to get wiser.
Yes. All right, now let's flip over a few pages. Proverbs 19:20. Who can read that one? Cecily, read Proverbs 19:20.
Listen to advice and gain
Yep.
Listen to advice and accept instruction that you may gain wisdom in the future.
All right, guys, what does that mean? Yes, Connor.
Listen to people that are wise so you can gain wisdom.
Yes.
People smarter than you.
Learn from people smarter than you. Okay? So that means, number one, know who you're looking for. So I'm telling you, you need to make sure that you are compatible with somebody spiritually, okay? To be compatible with somebody spiritually means that you are on the same level and you support each other's spiritual growth, okay? That means, guys, if the girls are doing their devotion 75% of the time and you are doing your devotion 25% of the time, you are not compatible spiritually, and they are not going to settle for that. They need somebody who's going to, where did it say? Challenge you spiritually. That's who they're looking for. Okay? And girls, same way. You need to find somebody who's going to push you to be closer to Jesus. Okay? Find somebody who's compatible spiritually. Not like my aunt and uncle who's charging her moon crystals outside right now. Okay? You need to make sure that y'all are on the same level. You believe the same things. Okay? Then make sure you are compatible intellectually. This means that when you talk to each other, you feel challenged and energized by those conversations. You don't talk to them and you walk away exhausted because of how dumb they are. Or you walk away and you're exhausted because they disagree with everything that you believe intellectually. Okay? Yes, Connor. I don't know. It looks like a rock, okay? All right, next. Make sure that you are compatible with somebody emotionally. That means you understand and support each other, and you are honest, and you talk about how you feel, and you don't just text each other emojis when you're sad, but you can say, I'm sad, and I need to talk to somebody about this. Okay? Make sure that you are compatible emotionally. And make sure that you're compatible socially. You're not embarrassed when you're with them. You're not embarrassed when they hang out with your friends or when they're with your family. Okay? If you are embarrassed when somebody you date is with your family, then when they marry you and they're always with you and your family, this is a problem.
I'd be mostly embarrassed for what my family thought.
Okay? We kind of, Leah gets along with my family for the most part, but even this weekend pushed her to her limits, okay? So you got to do what you got to do. All right, finally. Okay, guys, careful. This is not, like Cheyenne said, her education class. Make sure you're compatible physically. That means you've talked about your boundaries. That doesn't mean that you make sure your lips fit together, which I think I heard somebody say earlier, okay? You just make sure that you have talked about your boundaries and you agreed to respect each other, okay?
I meant tush.
What? All right. Now this is great. This is not on anything here, but it was in the notes, so I wanted to tell you guys. All right, so here's Breakup 101, how to break up, okay?
Oh, no. You just say
So if you realize you have to break up, this is not in the notes. If you realize you have to break up with somebody, right? You're like, Aiden's not doing it for me anymore. I got to break up with him, okay? Sorry, Aiden. So first, you want to be personal, okay? That means you don't ghost Aiden. You don't do it via text. You show respect to the man. You do it face to face, even though it's hard, okay? True story. I broke up with this girl. She had an emotional reaction, okay? She was like, at least tell me why. Let's go for a ride, okay? So we got in the car, and she cried and screamed. And I said nothing for 30 to 45 minutes as we drove around town. I dropped her off at her house. She got out. We were done. Okay? That was a mistake. Okay? You never enclose yourself in a vehicle with an emotional, screaming woman that you just broke up with. That's a bad idea. Especially since while we were dating, this is the same girl who thought it was fun to cover my eyes while I drove down the road. Okay?
Oh, no.
She was a psycho. Okay? You should not have done that. But yes. Yes, Chloe. Very badly hurt were my ears. But anyway, you do it face to face, not necessarily in a car, but don't do it via a text message, and don't do it just by disappearing.
Or don't do it right after you kiss.
And don't do it a week before prom.
Right.
That's a different story.
After prom. Don't be a bum. For prom, you
All right.
somebody. That's right.
So, second point for breaking up, be kind. So you tell them the truth, but you speak the truth in love. You don't go to them and be like, you stink all the time and I don't want to be with you anymore. Okay, that's not the right way to say that. You can be nicer. Okay? No, I did not do that. All right? But that means be kind during the breakup, and don't, this is the big one, don't go spread all your personal business to everybody else. Okay? That means you don't go trash that person to all your friends once you break up. Okay? Because especially like once you get out into the real world, you don't want that coming with you, right? If I go to work and I just start trashing people I don't like behind their back, guess who they're going to fire first?
You.
Yeah, me. All right, finally, be respectful. So you want to keep things private. All right. Next, last point. Oh, I love how it all worked together. Be who you're looking for. Oh, did I do these in the right order? Yeah. All right, be who you're looking for. That means you need to, if you're like, I'm going to hold my future boyfriend or girlfriend to these standards, and then they also hold you to these standards, and they're like, I want a smoking hot bod, and you look like a potato.
I am a potato.
Yeah, it goes both ways, okay? I'm more like a sack of onions, you know, because it's just lumpy in weird places. Yeah. All right, yes.
I know it's Jesus, food, and cats.
All right, Chloe, I called you my sister's name. Cecily thinks that the last three are Jesus, food, and cats, and that is wrong. All right. So, you need to be who you're looking for, which means you need to be someone that loves God, right? Jesus, God.
You almost had it.
And that should be the first, right? That's the most important thing. Be someone who is in love with God. You love God first, and then you're looking for someone who loves God first. Does that make sense? So the second one is be someone who loves
Food.
Come on, guys. It's going to make so much sense when the second point comes.
That
Jesus.
Themselves.
Others.
Yes, be someone who loves others. God. Yes, God.
Except those are
Then others.
yourself.
Boom. Yes.
I am third.
I am third. Be someone who loves God. Be someone who loves others, and be someone who loves yourself. Okay? Which means if you're dating somebody or you want to date somebody, guess what? That means you have to put that other person over yourself. Okay? All right. Finally, guys, we're not done yet.
Oh no.
So, here's the thing. We talked about how improbable you are, but if you want to be in a relationship, you have to like yourself first. And if you're like, but I am terrible and no one will like me, okay, first of all, you can fix that. Second of all, if you have problems and you don't like yourself, who do you think can help you fix that? God. Not your psychiatrist. Yes, God. Okay? Like, if you are like, but I am just terrible, okay, you need to pray about it. You need to seek what God wants you to do. But also, you can literally change that about yourself, okay? If I'm like, man, I look like a sack of onions, I can exercise, okay?
Really?
If I'm like, man, I'm dumb, but all I watch is Logan Paul on YouTube, you can fix that, okay? All right. So, does anybody have any questions about who you're going to look for when you look for somebody to date?
Nobody.
Yes, Cecily.
Can't I look for someone who loves food?
Yes, that can be one of your requirements.
Unless they are 1,000 pounds. Then you just, that's like my 600 pounds.
Yes, Carrie.
I don't really know if this goes with this, but it's a question about relationships.
Yes.
How do you know, like, if there's, like, is there such thing as spending too much or too less time with a person?
Is there such a thing as spending too much or too little time with a person?
I also, yes.
Well, they're saying yes.
I think.
What do y'all think? I have an answer.
If you make them your idol, then that's too much time with them. Like, if you put them over God, that's too much time.
But I also think a
Don't avoid
relationship
it.
is not going to work if you choose to spend like time with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to find the balance to make it.
Yeah, so once you get to a certain age, and y'all are not there yet, but you realize that the most valuable thing that you own is time, because you never have enough of it, okay? So once you get to that point, then the most important thing that you do is spend time with people, okay? Like, to show that I care, I will spend time with this person or that person, or I'll take them out to dinner. And that is how you spend that time and build that relationship. So if you spend too little time with somebody, I mean, clearly you're spending your time somewhere else. So if you're watching 8 hours of Netflix a day and you're like, I don't have time to hang out with you, boyfriend, then maybe it's like you like that more than you like that person. You know, it's not what we say, it's what we do. But in the same way, yeah, if we flip it around and you're with that person 8 hours a day, but you haven't read your devotional or anything in like 2 months, then that balances off again. You're putting that person over church. Or I'm going to go on a date on Sunday night instead of come to church and hang out with the people I'm supposed to be hanging out with. Does that make sense? It's a good question. Yes, Cecily. Yes, if they're already a Jesus follower. See point 1.
Well, oh yeah. I was gonna say something. I forgot. Oh yeah, okay. Not just like, if you don't do a devotion in 2 months, that's gotta be like a always thing. Like if you just like 2 weeks or 2 days, just like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's a bad thing. You shouldn't be spending 8 hours with a person and 0 with God.
That's right. I agree. And it's not always like, oh, I have to have a stopwatch and I must be in my Bible more than I'm with a person. But like when I'm with Leah, we're talking about church and God and the Bible and ministry. You know, we're not talking about Logan Paul. Yeah, subscribe to PewDiePie, you know.
Yes.
No. My sister tried to get me to do that all weekend, and I watched one video and I was like, this guy's an idiot. I'm not doing that. He does need Jesus. He needs a lot of Jesus.
Yes.
All right. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pray for us, and then middle school girls stay here, high school girls go in there. Boys, yeah, we'll go back to our small room. The other room smells like chemicals. Take your stuff with you, because you cannot come back in this room and disturb the middle school girls until they're done. Does that make sense, boys? Yes? Okay? Good? All right, I'm going to pray, and then we're going to go. Dear God, thank you for tonight, and thank you for bringing us here to learn what you would have us to learn. God, I pray that you would be with us as we go and